All right, guys. So I just filmed one reaction video, and now we're getting into it. Or not reaction video, but a review. We're getting into another review. This time we're doing the first Child's Play movie, which I never even remembered watching when I was little, like at all. I know we had them all. We had the one case that had like the little Chucky that kind of like stuck off the case that had him with the thing that had a bunch of weapons in it that came out after Seed came out. And I remember watching Seed and Bright a lot. Heck, I even remember the second one. The third one were more than I remember the first one. I will tell you guys, I was scared of Chucky when I was little, like really badly. And it wasn't even like Child's Play 1, which is, in my opinion, the creepiest looking version of Chucky. But it was Seed of Chucky that I was scared of. Looking back at it now, it looks so stupid. Except for in a few shots, it does look creepy still. Mainly the one there at that guy that took the picture of Chucky, cranking it. That scene where he's sitting on the dude's table. But other than that, the first Child's Play. I like how Chucky's running through the thing. He gets killed, shot down. He says he'll be back. Puts his soul into the doll. Ends up with Andy. He kind of starts taking revenge on everybody. And it's really not that bad, like story wise. Some of the shots are funny because there is shots where you can tell it's a person and it's not. You know, I mean, it's not as bad as like, once again, talk about Sea Chucky, where you can tell the CGI is really bad where he's walking around. But the story's not that bad. The way he gets killed is kind of cool. They put him in the fire and then shoot him in the heart. If only that was the only way to stop him, it would have been easy by the time the second, every time a movie came out. But for like a one off movie, the first one's really good. Um, I love it. I'm trying to think of like what all to say about it because there's not a lot. I wish, back like when the movies first came out, I would have said, yeah, I would wish they would have expanded on the voodoo stuff. But knowing what I know now with the voodoo lore in the show, I'm like, no, just make it AI. We'll talk about the reboot eventually, but yeah, the first movie's classic, definitely. Like if we're talking about like classic 80 horrors movies, that would be one of the last great like decent horror movies from that time period. I'm not sure exactly when the first one came out, but it could have been worse, could have been better. For starting out something that Don Mancini wrote in college, and eventually got turned into a multi-million-dollar movie franchise with a TV show that's technically on its fourth season, even though it's season 3, part 2. Not bad. Anyways, that's it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Also, I will be doing live streams every now and then, so check it out. I'm gonna try to do one once a week, as long as I have a day off during the week. So yeah, peace. Hey guys, Smokey here with another review. This time, of course, is Child's Play 3. The last one before they just titled them something of Chucky. uh, so yes, this is the last one of the the end of the original trilogy. I think it ended good on this. Andy got older, and the you know helped stop Chucky from repeating what he did with Tyler. Also, something I was thinking about. If he's willing, because he threatens to kill Tyler a lot more than he does Andy. Um, why did he threaten Tyler? If he wants to use Tyler's body, I know like at a certain point, if you go by the logic of the first 3 movies, he's just in the body too long. But I really like how they took the first two very simple. Andy's living with people, and second one you get a little bit of a taste of Andy in school, but this one being with the school is crazy, and I think it's crazy how well Chucky was able to get those guns switched out with paintball bullets. That's some insane speed in my opinion, but it's not terrible. It's just it's different, and I can see why people didn't like it. It wasn't the same actor, for Andy. They filmed it, if I remember right, like right after they filmed the second one, or not too long after, and they wanted to do him, or either Don wanted him aged up, or the studio wanted him aged up. But either way, it's cool. Or crazy. I like it. I would watch it again. I go back and watch these movies probably 2 or 3 times a year. I ain't gonna lie, especially the first three. It's just I'm doing a review on them. I'm just like, yeah, we'll go ahead and get this done. But yeah, so could have been better, could have been worse. Um, I love how they kill him. Like I said, the second one's my favorite way of killing Chucky. But this one with the face slice and then shredding him in the dang fan to symbolize, hey, this doll is not coming back. Because this was the last one. I think it was also the lowest budget one. I could be wrong. I think that even the TV show has more budget than what this movie had, which is crazy to think. Granted, the TV show, came out, 30 years later, but it's just crazy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. See you next time. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. I don't post on there very often, but I'm thinking about posting on there again. Follow my Twitter. I always post links to the videos as soon as they drop. Stuff like that. Anyways, that's it. Peace. Hey guys, Smokey here with a new review. This time we are doing Child's Play 2. And I'm gonna have a video. Well, actually, I'll just say it right here. So the reason I'm doing the Child's Play movies for Halloween this year is because one, I haven't finished them. Two, Chucky's kind of a classic. Three, it used to scare me when I was little. And four, the show is sadly being canceled after the third season. I don't even think they finished the third season all the way before it got canceled, which sucks. So I guess they'll have to continue it in a movie. If they do, if not, it is what it is. But I just want to go ahead and start these reviews. So first up, we got Child's Play 2. Child's Play 2 scared the living hell out of me when I was little. But only one scene. That's the scene where Chucky ties Andy up. I was terrified of that scene when I was younger. But you guys don't know, after the first movie, Andy's going through foster homes. They take the doll from the first movie that got burnt and rebuild it, and he gets into like an assistant or I don't know what the dude was for the company. His car searches up Andy through a computer system in the car, which is very advanced for. I don't even remember what year the second movie came out. The first one came out in the 80s. But he does that, and then he finds Andy. Then there's the Tommy doll, which is funny because Chucky just beats the shit out of a doll that's not even alive for no reason, besides to replace it. But then you got Kyle, who's kind of a rebellious teen. And, killing ensues. They stop Chucky by exploding him, which I think is the coolest death, in my opinion, in these movies. From what I remember of the death. So like I said, I'm going back and rewatching as we go through this. I'm currently on 3. About halfway through it, so I thought I'd just go ahead and, tell you guys my thoughts on the second movie. The acting, of course, is awesome. Effects are good. I still think Chucky looks the best in the first movie, which I think I talked about in my doll ranking video and the first movie review. But the doll ranking video came out like 2022, 2023. I don't remember exactly when that came out, so that was quite a while ago. I just did the first movie review like last month or the month before, and the reason I'm doing the rest of it is just like I said, so I have something for Halloween. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Sorry it's short. I think the first one's about the same length. I could be wrong, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. I will see you guys when I get to Child's Play 3. So peace. Hey guys, Smokey here with Bride of Chucky, finally. So, Bride of Chucky came out in 98, which is weird because Living Dead Girl for Rob Zombie, I think it's his second album, or his second album or his debut album, is like one of the tracks on there, but it's also in this movie. So, that's kind of like a murky area. That's why I don't get how the movie came out before the song did. But either way, this movie gave Rob Zombie a chance back before, he was trying to create movies himself, which is crazy. This one I like better than I do the modern movies. Like this, in my opinion, is the last good Chucky movie we got. It's different. There's not too much smart-ass Chucky in it. There's not too much, just basic Chucky. I think it's a good... This movie is a good blend of old and what's to come. I can see why people didn't like this one. I grew up watching Clear Up the Sea because Curse didn't come out until I was in like 3rd or 4th grade, which is crazy to think about. But I don't even remember watching it until like almost like 4 or 5 years after it came out. But they could have done a lot better with this. It's not bad. The characters that are taking them around are kind of meh. The people they're killing, kind of meh. At least like in the first couple of movies, well, even the third one, whoever got killed was somebody that either Andy pissed off or pissed off Andy. And it's not like the first movie, it was just Chucky getting revenge on people that he knew. Second one was people that Andy was with. Third one was mainly assholes to Andy, except for like the haircut dude and the head of the school. But this one was just kind of like meh. I don't know. It's just they're cool kills. Don't get me wrong. And Chucky's joke about Pinhead was cool, but they just didn't seem as like meaningful as the kills in the other ones, I guess. And plus, also there is a picture that I don't know if it's always been around or if it just surfaced a few years ago. It's a picture of Glenn / Glenda, because that's also teased at the end of this movie, which I'm sure if people watch this in theaters and actually watch that, they're probably, WTF. Sorry, there's a little bit of cursing in like these two, but I don't know. I just now thought about that. Why I don't know. But so there's that teaser. But if I can find the picture, we'll put the picture of the doll in this. But other than that, it's still a good Chucky movie. That's it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, go follow me on socials. And if I don't find the picture by the time this video comes out, I will also have it on my Instagram and maybe in a short. So yeah, peace. Hey guys, Smokey here, trying to knock out another review real quick because I am going out to eat with my grandmother for supper, and I don't know what else I'm doing today. So I'm trying to get these reviews done as quickly as possible. Just watched See the Chucky. Used to enjoy it somewhat when I was younger, but it's just not good at all. 4 was good. See Chucky's not that good. It could have been better. Sorry if you hear stuff in the background, but if you don't know the plots, they're in Hollywood and they're trying to take over Jennifer Tilly and Redman, but they end up killing Redman. So then they got to use her limo driver. He ended up sacrificing himself. They have Glenn and Glenda because the first time Chucky actually was woke at all. Even though they joke about him being woke, or not joke, but they say he was woke since the beginning. But this is the first one where they actually play into that. And yeah, there's not much to really say about Sea of Chucky. I will say though, in the TV show, it's cool to hear Glenn and Glenda's original voice actor come back when they got put in the doll. That was cool. It's kind of funny how they called back a little bit to these movies here and there. Other stuff they do throughout this movie. Also, I'm pretty sure Tiffany Falls, the wife of, is it the girl? Jesse or is it the other? But whichever one. The uncle was a cop and died. I'm pretty sure she calls his wife, which I didn't know he even had a wife because he had Memphis her in that. That was cool. But, Glenn and Glenda's character at the when when they first get into Hollywood, it's funny watching them go, "Hello, excuse me," to all the prop monster costumes and stuff like that. Other than that, I really don't have much to say about this movie. Like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. See you guys next time. Peace. Actually, if I remember, I'll cut out. The kills were okay. John Waters' kill, even though it's cheesy, was alright. The Britney Spears joke was okay. Um, The Red Man kill was alright. Jane or Judy or whatever, and that kill was okay. There was a few kills I wish we would have gotten to see. My favorite still at the beginning with the makeup effects artist where he gets his head popped off. Uh, there's a few kills I wish we could have seen, like the ones that Chucky has piled up in the closet. Other than that, that is actually it. So, like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. Go follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I occasionally post on Instagram. Do post all the time on Twitter. Not like all the time, but like I post every video as soon as it comes out. It's always on Twitter. Occasionally there's some other stuff posted on there, but other than that, that's it. Peace. What is up, everybody? Smokey here with another review. This time we are doing Curse of Chucky. Now, Curse of Chucky, if you didn't know, they took a hiatus from 2005 to, or no, 2004 to 2013, so almost 11 years. Because See Ya Chucky was a big flop. Who would have thought? I mean, just look at my review of it. And they took a break, which is understandable, and they just didn't want to do it or deal with it. I'm not sure what Don Mancini was doing movie wise in between the Chucky movies because that's the only thing I know he's done. And they finally, I remember when teasers were coming out for this movie, they were teasing it here and there, and then boom, it finally happened. Curse of Chucky, which was a back to basics Chucky movie. I was in third grade when this one came out, and it's not terrible. I do not like the doll. I remember seeing trailers for it, and I'm like, that doesn't look like Chucky. And even at the end, when they reveal, he's still got the stitched up face and stuff, but they just covered it. It still doesn't look like Chucky. He just looks too fat, in my opinion. And he can't say that word anymore because of how people are nowadays, but he does. He just looks like he's too chunky. And he doesn't look as scary. Like, at least with Seed and definitely Bride, they tried to make, the stitched up Chucky look gruesome. This one just really doesn't. And the story's okay. It is cool to see Brad Dourif's daughter in it, and plus what she's done with like the Chucky TV show and stuff. It's crazy to think. Like, yeah, she gets the short end of the stick out of any Chucky protagonist. I mean, Andy got a short end stick, but what happens to her, I think, is actually in the long run worse than whatever happened to Andy. Like what all happens to him. And except for what happens to him with the Colonel, that's a little crazy. But I can't talk about that on YouTube. I don't think. If you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. But Nika gets the short end of the stick, and it's cool to see her performances when she portrays her dad. I know Brad's last time playing Charles, I believe, was actually in this movie. Because there's flashbacks, and even though we learn more about said flashback in the TV show, that I'm not gonna spoil until I go and do an actual my whole thoughts on the TV show, which will come out at some point. But yeah, it's just it might just be a bonus thing I do on the Chucky um compilation I'm doing. But yeah, so this movie's not that bad. The plot's a little bad. Her older sister, like, okay, so I didn't have a brother in a wheelchair, but I have an autistic brother. And her sister, talks so much shit and talks down to her so much, saying, well, you can't do this, you can't do that, all because you're crippled. We need to get you out of this house. It's not wheelchair accessible. My pepsis. I don't. Hold on a minute. I have to. Sorry about that. I started watching Cult before I realized, hey, I hadn't done this video yet. But yeah, so we never stopped my brother from trying to do something. If he wanted to try it, we did. Let him try it. If he can't figure it out, we explain it, and he usually get a hang of it. Nothing has ever stopped my brother from doing something. So I don't think you should treat people with disabilities like, well, you can't do this because you're disabled. This is how I grew up. I always, support my brother for the most part. There's a couple times I don't support him. it's when he's not thinking thoroughly on something. We even try to explain it to him, and he just does what he wants. But yeah, this movie's not that terrible. I mean, it's a shame of what happens with Alice, but the characters really ain't that memorable. Besides the priest, I've seen him in a couple other things. I remember the first time seeing him was in this. I go, "Hey, that's the priest from Chucky." And my dad's like, "Huh?" I go, "Here's the Chucky." And Dad go look up. He goes, "Why do you know that?" It's like that's what I've seen him in. But yeah, I know this movie. Yeah, this is more me just talking about examples of other stuff than the review of this one. There's really not that much to say. The setting's kind of bland. They don't really leave the house, and I think that's from what I remember of Cult. Like I said, I'm going back and watching it now. There wasn't a lot I enjoyed about Cult either. I'm gonna watch it, see if I can prove myself wrong, and then I'm gonna rewatch the my review of the remake and rewatch the remake and see if my stuff still stands the same on that. And if it's different, I will do an updated review. But other than that, it's pretty much it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace. Hey guys, sad, sad, sad time we live. And I finally finished the Chucky movies until we get the next one, which will probably be a continuation of the show, or at least trying to end the show some way. If they do another one, they might actually end up rebooting it this time because Brad Dourif is getting old. But besides that, this movie has left me with so many questions, which you'll see at the end. I already recorded all my questions for this movie. This is the only one that I literally have questions for. Because there's parts of this one that make no sense, and they get to try and connect every movie together, but it just doesn't, and you'll see what I mean. Review-wise, this movie's pretty bland. I mean, you're in a white asylum for the whole movie. I mean, yeah, it helps the blood pop out more. And I will admit, a couple of the kills are cool, like where he stomps the crap out of the Chucky doll and tears into its stomach. And it makes me think the head looks like a smashed cherry pie. But also they kind of already did that kill once with the doctor. So thinking back on that, it wasn't as impressive as I remembered it being. The oxygen tank kill, I think, would have been cooler if they would have done it more like practical, where he throws the tank and it busts. But it just looked really CGI'd, kind of like the drug-induced trip that they have, which I talk about in the question part. Also, you might hear whining in a few birdies on my bed, and he likes to whine. But other than that, this movie's alright. I wish they would have showed the kills a little bit better, because there's a couple kills that would have been cool to see if they could have executed it right. I don't know if it had to do with censorship or what, but they did have the drill kill in there, and that one was kind of cool. Or Malcolm's talking about too many voices in his head, so Chucky lets them leak out. But yeah, other than that, like the old lady, we didn't get to see her death. We didn't get to see Nika's attempt on herself. We didn't really. We kind of got to see part of the one lady that puts her arm or puts Chucky's arm in her mouth. We kind of got to see that one, but at the same time, we didn't. Like I wanted to see how he popped his arm back into her mouth and how he was able to pull that off without bleeding. Which also thinking about the stuff with how in the last movie when Chucky's head got cut off and he got stabbed, he was still alive. I don't understand how that worked. I just now thought about that, and I could put that in the end of that one. Other than that, that's basically what I really have to say review wise. It's cool to see Andy actually come back. I remember seeing the teaser at the end. They said Andy, and I looked it up because I was curious if that was the guy that played him, because I didn't know until this one came out that there was two different actors that played Andy. Oh, until Curse came out, not Colt, and then they teased that, and then this one's trailer comes out. I did not do a reaction to the trailers because I did not have my YouTube channel yet, and I didn't really start doing reactions until like a year or two into my channel, because I know in 2019 I did a Chucky reboot review, because that's when they had the Toy Story campaign posters coming out. Because Toy Story 4 was coming out at the same time. That was my Barbieheimer or Bobenheimer, whatever it was called. And yeah, it's crazy. But I've been through so much stuff on this channel. It's nuts. That's pretty much it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. I will see you guys in the next one, which I think will be the review of the reboot. If I can find somewhere to watch it, it says it's on Prime. If it's on Prime for free, because I have Prime right now, I could watch it. I'm gonna check, and if it is, I will watch it. Do a redo of my review of it, just so it's done in the newer format. And I will also leave the original review in there as like a bonus content thing. So yeah. Hey guys, Smokey here with the Cult of Chucky. I have not completely finished it yet. I still got like 13 minutes left, but I just started thinking of some stuff. There's a lot of in between stuff, you don't really get to see in this one. Like it leads into the TV show, and I'm trying to remember parts of the TV show. But I didn't like the TV show that well. Like I did, the first season was good, the rest of it was meh. But there's just so many questions from this. Like, like I was thinking, with the season 2 where they revealed Jennifer Tilly's in the Tiffany doll body, why is the Tiffany doll laughing at the end of this when her and Ti- um, Tiffany and Nika go away? I don't remember if it shows how Andy gets out of the asylum or not in the TV show. So that was another question I have. I'd have to look it up. What else was there? Yeah. The doctor in this is the one dude. Is he a twin brother of the mayor's husband from the Chucky show? Or something like that. I know there was that theory. There's something else, and I can't remember what it was. Um, can't remember what it was now. I had so many questions earlier for this movie, but um, what exactly happened to Alice? Oh, and also, like they say that she got killed basically, but what actually happened? I would have liked to at least see some flashback. Also, there's some weird flashbacks of this. So when Nika's going in her uh, drug-induced coma, there's scenes from Child's Play 3 of Chucky with his face cut off. And if that I'm okay with that because that's the last one Andy was in before this. But would it make more sense for Andy to have that type of hallucination than Nika, who was not around when that happened? Yeah, I found that part weird. And the giant Chucky doll that they have also in that hallucination just looks weird. That is it for now. I'm gonna finish this movie real quick, and then I will come back to actually do the movie review, which will be before this part. So yeah. One thing I forgot about this video, this will be right in the beginning probably. I watched the movie on the 3rd of July. Child's Play. So, yeah, I watched it on the 3rd. I edited it. I haven't finalized it, but I got it all edited for the most part. And then I just got to put it all together and did the video, as you can tell. I just haven't done that. I just kind of been lazy with Timmy's birthday going on and the album coming soon. So yeah, peace, guys. Smokey here. I just started watching Child's Play now. I know I'm a little late to the party with this because that came out a couple of weeks ago. But I honestly gotta say I like the beginning of it so far from what I've seen. With the beginning, this is gonna be not spoiler free. When he starts teaching Chucky everything and some of the stupid things he says as he's kind of programming Chucky to do it, connect to the products and stuff. He gets connected to the TV and Chucky goes, "Okay, what's a TV?" I thought that was kind of funny, and just how Chucky just wants to make Andy laugh and be friends with him, so he does some crazy things. But yeah, as of right now, I like what I've seen of it. I've only seen maybe the first 10 minutes of the movie, but I want to see the rest of it. I eventually will sometime, either today or tomorrow, because my dad will be at called work. Mom will be sleeping to get ready for work. Click on her thing, but yeah. So that's it for this review right now. I'll have more of it when I get the rest of the movie watched. I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on it as of right now. So, yo, guys, Smokey here. I'm filming another video, but this was just part 2 of the review of Child's Play. I saw the whole movie. I liked it. I found it more funny than scary, just because of the doll itself. Not necessarily how he looks, but just the way the doll is. The questions he asks, how he does some of his movements and stuff. I found that really funny. I thought the story was real good, and I would like to see a sequel. Now, I read something on the internet the other day where they were saying something about they want to make a sequel with bears instead of Chucky, which I wouldn't watch personally. Because that'd be pointless unless if they like put Chucky into the bear or something crazy. But I'd like to see another one if they do. I want to see this Andy fight another Chucky. I think it'd be interesting. I'm trying to think what else. Um, like I said, I liked um, I like Mark Hamill's performance as Chucky. I think he did good. The kid that played Andy, I don't know all their names. I don't have time to memorize them. Did good. His mother, the girl that played his mother, wasn't in it that much in this, but from what she did good as a mother without a husband around that has a spoiled kid that she can't control in a way. Which Andy wasn't spoiled, but he was in a way. The cop guy, I like his part of the movie. The mother, or whatever black lady it was, I don't remember exactly. I liked her. I think her death was a little stupid. The creepy dude, even though he's only in it for a couple scenes, literally, I think he only has maybe 3 minutes of screen time altogether or something like that. I liked his death. And the boyfriend, he's the only death I actually really liked because he kind of deserved it. And then him choking the cat I found really funny because that's just funny. He's just sitting there. Probably gonna get yelled at for that, but I found that part really funny. Yeah, that's pretty much my review of the movie. I know it's not an actual review where I go into details and stuff, but that's what I liked. Like, comment, subscribe, share, comment your thoughts. Go follow me on Instagram, Go follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.